Alright guys, welcome back. Video 20. Um, let's get to it here. I realized I missed our unit. We would have had one on turn 120, embarked him turn 120, and here we are, 121, moving along. So, wow. That was really close on machinery. We missed it by 1 point of science. Oh, goodness. Alright, so... Well, what I was getting into last time, and what I still haven't decided, but what I think I've decided, is we have this plan of machinery construction. Good. Happy with that. Then we talked about either education or compass. Education with probably a leaning towards Notre Dame rather than the Porcelain Tower. I don't exactly remember vanilla. I think it's the same. Notre Dame will give us 10 happiness and a great merchant point and a culture. And then the Porcelain Tower reads, we'll get a free Great Scientist, 2 Great Scientist points, and trade deal rewards plus 25%. So not only are our research agreements boosted 25%, our mutual open borders are additionally boosted 25%. So these would both actually be pretty nice. I mean, I don't think I'm going for domination this game. So, I mean, there is the possibility of making friends with people. But we do want to take out this continent, and I think we need the happiness from Notre Dame to really be able to do that. And I guess additionally, the reason why I sort of like this plan is that we've done a lot of work towards this great scientist. We see we have it in 17. I wanted to mess around with this a bit. So our barracks goes up by a turn by putting on another scientist, and the scientist comes in 10. So I think we can afford to crank out the barracks for now, because we'll have machinery 1, construction makes 4, plus trade 6, 12, 18. So yeah, even working that engineer, we'll still have a scientist in time to help us with education. Now, for those of you vanilla players, our scientists are not the overpowered scientists of vanilla. We do not get a free technology from one great person. It's instead some kind of formula, which I'm actually not incredibly familiar with the formula, but well, I mean, I asked the developer for the formula, and he gave it to me in a forum post, but it's really quite complicated. But what it boils down to is that we generally get a little bit less than half of a tech per great scientist. So we can leave him here for the moment. So anyway, I think that seems like a good plan. Machinery, construction, whoops, into education with the idea of getting Notre Dame. We'll bulb the tech, so I feel really confident about getting at least one of these wonders, possibly another. The AI has not been targeting wonders specifically. I mean, I think I mentioned this, but you know, the Great Library went after turn 100, which is really insane. I don't, you know,
the press
I
is
spend
the
more
best
time playing Immortal, but to me, even on Emperor, there's no way the Great Library should go after turn 100. So obviously they're more concerned with other things this game. Now, our cultural borders went this way, so I assume it's heading towards the cow? Yeah. We'll get a cow in 6 turns. That's pretty nice. Alright, let's move our spearmen up. Oh, I really wanted to read that tech window. Son of a bitch. Oh well. Just a habit from my game, so I just kind of click through and just sort of want to start playing rather than entertaining the masses, so to speak. So, we have some archers upgrade. How much is our upgrade exactly? 250. Alright, so looks like we can afford about 3 upgrades at this point. And I'm really not terribly interested in upgrading this completely vanilla archer as it is anyway, so that works out fine. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. And that leaves us with a nice little buffer since we are starting to go negative on our gold, which, you know, is the reason that I was thinking about getting these harbors up and running. But I think we can maybe wait a little bit. Okay. Is that everything? I guess it was. Oh, well, so now the question is, do we just sort of go right after France now? Or do we wait for a catapult to arrive? You know, I tried to time this out as best as I could. I tried to find some build time for this catapult that I've been talking about since like video 7 probably. I just I haven't found it. I think everything we built had a higher priority, and now we're here. And you know what? Longbows are so freaking good. It's obviously going to take longer without a catapult, but I think we can just sort of go ahead, get our units in position, maybe take a turn or two to do that, and then just start kind of picking them off from long range. I mean, that's what longbows do. They have a range of 3, and so with these like spearmen in front to screen our longbows, I think we can just sort of slowly advance in on Paris. Is he like friendly with anyone in particular? No, he has no relations with the rest of the map at all. So yeah. But nice for our city-state got his freaking resource back. So, I mean,
3 things are to be looked to.
Yeah, our gold worked out. I mean, we're down to 138, but we did it. We did what we planned to do. I don't remember that far back, but I remember we had to buy a library here if we wanted National College. We knew we needed upgrades. We did rush by, I believe, a workboat down here. And it was close, but I think we did a good job of just planning ahead, knowing what we needed. Man, this catapult, I think, shot that barbarian ship when all we need is 1 experience for a level up. That's a little unfortunate. Not unfortunate per se. I mean, we don't direly need that, but man. So maybe we'll just kind of hang around the area, see if anybody spawns out of that thing. And what is this? Horses. I always go to that menu. I want to go here. Okay. So, I don't think we'll be doing much trading with Montezuma at the moment. We'll have to find another person for these horses. Don't really want to give them to anyone on our continent. Don't want to give them to Russia. I'll probably just give them to Germany.
Es wäre in eurem Interesse, dass ihr dieses
Cool. And we also have this iron sitting around. We're just going to basically be building longbows from this point out. So, let's go ahead and settle our iron while we're at it. And again, we'll probably give it to Germany. I mean, I like kind of working behind the scenes in the sense that I'm giving strategic resources to the guy that's warring the score leaders of that continent. I mean, not necessarily Montezuma. He is at war with Montezuma, but I think he is at war with Arabia at least. Yeah, he's at war with Arabia, and he's actually made peace with Montezuma. So I'm kind of financing. I'm trying to keep him in the game as much as possible. We want people to be warring on that continent rather than sort of peacetime building and pulling too far ahead of us. I don't know if that really does that much per se, but you know, every little bit counts, I suppose, huh? So it looks like next turn we can just go ahead and declare war. We've got our scout ready, so let's get him across the river. So for the vanilla players, this is the symbol for the levy. This is the vanguard unit that you get with civil service. It has a melee strength of 10. So our spearmen are going to be somewhat weak to them. I mean, spearmen have a strength of 7. And I think France went for honor, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's got the full honor tree, so I mean, he's going to have a great general somewhere. He's going to get, I know this is different for honor. He is going to have a 20% strength bonus for adjacent units. So he's not as weak as we would like, but really the longbow is so good. I feel pretty good about what we're about to do here. And Essex denounced the Ottomans. I'll just put you on that hill in case we go there. And actually, I should move him the other direction now that I think about it. Oh, now, how do we want to enter education is another question. I think civil service makes, like, the slightest bit more sense just in that, I mean, we don't need any of these wonders here. Although, there is the monastery, so I don't know. I guess it depends on whether we open commerce next or if we continue in the tradition scheme of things. Oops, I don't want that one. I want this one. So maybe theology makes more sense because we want to give our capital the ability to pick up the monastery. Although we don't have to have the technology at the time we get the policy, which I'm remembering now. Which is nice about vanilla enhanced mod. I think in the vanilla you need to have your 4 cities in place and the technology researched. Otherwise that policy is a dead policy, whereas in vanilla enhanced mod it will continually every turn search your cities until the right requirements are met, and it will complete the policy for you. So in this case, I don't know, I think we'll just go for civil service and then get education from there. Alright, barracks in 1 and I think a barracks in 1. Yeah, so sweet. We can start building some longbowmen with an initial upgrade. The good thing about going for armories as well. But nice to crank out, you know, level 2 longbows rather than level 1.
Even brute
I think we can do that because, you know, we have the units in place to deal with France, and long term we want to head to Egypt, so we have a few turns before we really. Although we, oh man, we had this Colosseum thing going too. I don't know. Damn. What's up with the Colosseum thing over here? Alright, get rid of the scientist. Colosseum in 8, or longbow in 10, or an armory in 13. I think we gotta go Colosseum here. And in London, I think we also need a Colosseum, unfortunately. And instead of doing that, let's give you another scientist just to help this a bit. Although that adds a turn to the Colosseum. Right. So, I mean, you know, civil service isn't by any means a good tech for us. We'll get 1 river tile farm. And, woo, look! Our workers can do something. And, I feel like there's just so much sort of broad strategy I need to be talking about right now. And what I mean by that is, like I said, we do have the option of going for a gold economy. And since we have the coastal cities in place, it's going to make commerce tree really nice for us. And obviously we have the +1 gold in village, +2 gold fishing boats, and -20% purchase cost for units and buildings. So rather than putting a farm here, I think we might start our trading posts and start that. I mean, we're losing out on 7 gold a turn, which I'm just realizing is a lot right now, so need some gold. Yeah, so these guys are all teching up a bit on the other continent, a bit too much for my liking, but not much we can do about. Alright guys, the end of the video. So, yes, our war has arrived. Our long awaited war. I will declare war as soon as you guys return, I promise. It'll be fun. I'll see you guys then.